Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Bum probing time for those of 70 years old or older when it comes to the UK driving licence. What do you think to that? Let's take it from there.
Anyone want one of these? Anyone? Anyone?
August 2025 and the new laws regarding 70-year-olds and over will require you to have additional tests to support your driving licence. Now normally you can support yourself for your driving licence in the past where you just said I'm able to drive and that's the end of the subject. However, that's taken over in August 2025, which is when I'm recording this particular video. So now, in August 2025, you as a 70-year-old or older will have to go and have a medical assessment to make sure you're okay to drive. What do you think to that? I'm not sure if there's going to be a fee involved for when you go and have your medical and see whatever practitioner there is, but you will have to go and have an eye test. And if your eyesight is out, you will have to purchase glasses. You will have to have a cognitive test to make sure that your brain is functioning correctly and that you can perceive what's happening around you in a reasonable way. And the practitioner, the GP, the doctor, will have a look at your history to see if there are any issues. I'm walking Susie, so bear with me. Yes, bear with me on this beautiful day in Staffordshire, Akershall, Staffordshire. So, for those that have been claiming mobility incorrectly in the past and getting a free car from the government, your ailments may well put you at a disadvantage for the future when it comes to having your driving licence extended. What do you think to that? That's one way of looking at it. I'm not saying it's the right way of looking at it, but it's one way of certainly looking at it. Anyway, so from a motorcycling perspective, you're going to have to go and see the doctor and go through the process of having an eye test and all that good stuff. What do you think to that? Now, to be fair, we've always been into the Tesco or Lidl car park and see someone that's 85 years of age really struggling to get inside their vehicle, open the door, and you can see that they've got the reaction time of a daffodil. And I don't think it's unreasonable in that event where you get to the point where a driving licence is no longer, or the ability to drive a vehicle on the roads is no longer appropriate. How do you feel about that? Come on, Susie. How do you feel about that? And we've seen that before. Just admit it, we have seen that before, and we've questioned it and thought, how the hell are they going to be able to operate a vehicle safely? We've been there before. We have been there before. What do you think to that? Anyway, it's an amazing time. Now, I've always said that when you're on the law of averages, when you get to about 75, you really do start slowing down. And I'm saying on the law of averages. So we'll take it from there, yeah? You do start slowing down. Come on, Susie. Morning. And I think it's a reasonable measure point from an age perspective of how you move forward in life and where your priorities are. Going on holiday beyond 75 may be a little difficult. How do you find it? Tell me below. Are you still riding motorbikes at 75 and over? I would hope I would be, but my plan is that at 75, I am assuming I will slow down rapidly. I don't think that's too unreasonable. There we are. Let me just turn this round. Hang on, Susie. So in my older years, maybe I shall get a plot on this allotment and start growing my own vegetables. Because when I get my pension at 75, I suspect... Come on, Susie. Come on. I suspect I won't be able to afford the food at the rate of inflation over the past couple of years and coming years. Bearing in mind this is 2025. Back to the subject. So, through my life I've had various medicals. I had commercial pilots medical at Gatwick Airport. That was the first one. That was interesting. And that was intensive. That was intensive, as you would expect. And that's probably a good reason why aeroplanes don't fall out of the sky. Generally speaking, I know I've had a few problems over the past years, past months. But I think a medical is a good thing. I think there are a lot of people that think their eyesight is good and it is not. Yes, and this is not necessarily 70 years and over. This is generally speaking. I personally think that, you should have to have an eye test every, let's say, 5 years if you want a driving licence. What do you think to that? Does it sound unreasonable? Is it reasonable? I think so. I think so. But it's an interesting situation at the moment where this new legislation has come in from the government. It seems to have come out of nowhere and was obviously put in place, I don't know, a year or two ago. I'm guessing here. I am guessing. And it's just suddenly risen up to the surface where everyone at 70 and above has to take a medical. Now I think if you're riding, your cognitive ability will be absolutely fine. Just have a look at this beautiful land. Your cognitive ability will be absolutely fine because you've been riding motorbikes, and to ride a motorbike, your brain has to work a lot harder than when you drive a car. And I'm saying this in a positive way. So I think most of the people that are on the channel that are 70 years and over and riding motorbikes will be absolutely fine when it comes to this medical. Absolutely fine. What do you think? Are you worried about it? I wouldn't be too worried about it. If you're able to ride a motorbike safely and keep a control of what's happening around you or react to what's happening around you, then I think you're going to be fine. So I wouldn't worry too much. My concern is there a cost associated to this? So let's just say you have an eye exam. Come on. And now the demand from over 70s people for new spectacles, glasses, call it what you will, rises. Then there's a supply and demand from Vision Express or Specsavers. So instead of paying £100 for a set of glasses, it's going to be £130. Yeah, supply and demand. So there will be some moments where certain providers of spectacles will take advantage of this situation. Do you not think? I suspect so. Maybe not though. Maybe not. Maybe I'm elaborating on something that's not going to happen. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Have you got any worries? I mean, I'm 58. I've got another 12 years to go before I enter this equation, shall we say. So I should be okay in the next 12 years, hopefully. And I don't seem to understand that the past history of my family have cataract issues or anything like that. Then again, to be fair, everybody seems to die. In my family, everybody seems to die of cancer at a fairly young age, and you never get to the age of 70. Father died at the age of, I don't know, was it 54? Mother died at the age of 66, both from cancer. So maybe it doesn't come into the equation for me. Maybe by 70 I'll already be dead. That's an interesting way of looking at it. And that means, through to the age of 75, let's just say 75, that means I've got some 17 years left to have a really good time with motorcycles and everything else I do, which is not a lot, to tell you the truth. I like a simple life. I do like a simple life. Hope this was thought-provoking as usual. I haven't seen much on this on YouTube, certainly from a motorcycle perspective. I know Susie's dragging me all over, and I do apologise for that. She's having a nice little walk. This afternoon I'm hoping to be going out on the motorcycle and having a good ride, but I thought this particular morning I'd come for a walk and just have a chat about it whilst we're having a walk. You tell me your thoughts. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? What's your thoughts? I certainly think it's a good idea, but I think it should be broadened to a larger field to make sure that people can operate a vehicle, which is and let's understand it, cars are the most dangerous things in this country. I know you hear about sharp object crime and all that kind of thing. Can't say certain words on YouTube, can you now? Sharp object crime and things like that. But the main killer in the UK, other than medical conditions, is more associated to car accidents and motorcycle accidents. Hope you found this useful. Ride safely. See you soon. Bye bye. Come on, Susie.